Welcome to English Practice Stories. Hi, my dear friends, how are you? I need some other opinions about whether I'm maybe too sensitive or maybe too spoiled by my own family because we always stick together when times are tough or we just have high expectations. My in-laws have never given us anything in 3 years of marriage. No money for the wedding or gifts for birthdays, Christmas, etc. When we visited them, we paid for our flights, about $1,800, by ourselves. We lived overseas at that time. We went to a national park and were also paying half of the very expensive accommodation they picked. They paid for groceries. When we were there for a few days, that was the one and only time they paid something. When we had financially tough times, they always offered to borrow money. But I always had to pay back every cent. It was a few times, a few hundreds, but we got everything back in no time. We are expecting our first baby in 2 months. And my spouse's sister asked us what we needed for the baby this week. 1 hour later, the mother-in-law asked us too, and I told her, I'm almost due, and we've already got almost everything. Also, I'm again abroad, and it's not worth it to ship things around with high customs here, etc. I showed her some things. We got our baby already, like the stroller and bed, etc., which all my family bought us as gifts. I didn't mention that. I told her that money would be helpful. It was all in one message. And for almost a week, nothing has come back from her or anything. She sent an unrelated meme 5 to 6 hours later. So she just asked without even saying hi, maybe because one of my husband's sisters asked. And read my responses, with no response. Is it just me, or is this behavior inappropriate? Or do I expect too much? Or are some people just like that? They have a mentally ill daughter, who has to live with them and spoil the fuck out of her every day, getting her whatever she wants. While my spouse never got anything from them and had to work even for a bike when he was already a child, he had already had 10 plus jobs before he turned 18 to buy things he wanted. They are not poor. They have a huge house, boat, etc. She doesn't need to work. They also expect, of course, that we will be visiting with the baby. Because they would never visit us. They never visited my husband in 5 years overseas. They also didn't come to the wedding because of excuses. When my spouse had surgery and I couldn't be there because I wasn't allowed to fly because of my pregnancy, they also didn't show up. She was saying previously that someone has to be there for him, but of course she meant me, not her. Instead, they offered him to borrow money for a flight to Thanksgiving, 4 to 5 weeks later, to visit them. What would be your consequences for behavior like that? Any similar experiences? I am eager to hear your perspective and learn from your input, so please do write your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you for listening to the story. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon to meet us again and hear more stories like this. Bye for now. If you like our story, subscribe English Practice Stories channel and click the bell icon.